into a comfortable seated position, maybe resting your hands on your knees. You can bring hands to heart center. Closing your eyes and begin to focus on your breath. Taking deep breaths in, filling the lungs from the low belly, and taking slow, long exhales. Every good and perfect gift is from above, coming down from the Father of heavenly lights, who does not change like shifting shadows. James 1:17. We've all been experiencing many transitions lately, and so I thought this would be a relevant topic. Sometimes it feels like things are changing every day. Some transitions are by choice, while others are unwelcome. Some are significant, while others are routine. And some happen quickly, while others can be painfully slow. In every transition, there is loss and there is gain. In the middle of these changes, I want to offer you the comfort that our God does not. For who is God but the Lord? And who is a rock except our God? The Psalms alone contain over 20 references to God as our rock, and the imagery permeates both the Old and New Testaments. Jesus speaks of the wise man who builds his house on the rock instead of on shifting sand. And through the prophet Malachi, God declares, "For I, the Lord, do not change." The author of Hebrews exalts, Jesus is the same, yesterday, today, and forever. And James celebrates the goodness of the God with whom there is no variation or shadow due to change. The scriptures speak of a God who is unchanging, like the tallest mountain peak on the horizon, from generation to generation. God stands unchanging, immutable, anchoring the landscape of human existence as all else around him ebbs and flows. The rock of our salvation endures. The sunshine and shadows of human circumstance may reveal certain contours of his character one day and different ones the next, but his character remains fixed. His plans remain steady. His promises remain firm. In an ever-changing world, he is the unchanging reference point upon which the inner eye fixes to determine the direction that leads home. Setting your intention for our class on this characteristic of God. Unchanging, our God is ever present, ever loving, ever faithful, and ever good through each transition. Slowly and gently opening your eyes, take your hands wide and high. Inhale, and then exhale, bringing hands through heart center. Inhale, hands high, and exhale, hands through heart. Sinking deeper into the breath one more time. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, hands high, this time reaching up and over to your left, planting the palm on the mat beside you for a deep side body stretch. Taking a full breath here. And then switching sides, inhale through center, exhale over to the right. Inhale through center, this time taking a gentle spinal twist, binding hand to knee, placing fingertips behind you. Inhale, find length in the spine, and exhale, find depth in the twist. Take a full breath here. Turning your gaze forward and letting your torso follow. Unwind. Inhale the hands high. Exhale, gently twisting in the opposite direction. Finding length as you breathe in, and maybe a deeper twist as you breathe out. Turning your gaze forward and unwind. Inhale the hands high. Exhale, hands through heart. And then moving forward to child's pose. Taking the knees wide. Sinking the hips to the heels. If you'd like, you can use a blanket here to pad the knees. And then walking the hands forward, bringing palms to the mat, forehead to the mat. And coming back to your breath here. Staying in child's pose. Inhale. Exhale. Feeling the expansion of the low belly. Child's pose is a resting posture, and throughout our class, you can always come back here. Inhale to the fingertips, moving the stretch into the shoulders. Roll the shoulder blades down and back. And on your next breath, walk your fingertips over to the left. And then sink back down, getting back into the side body. Come back through center and move fingertips to the other side. And on your next breath, come back through center and walk the hands and lift the hips to tabletop. Stacking joints, hips over knees, shoulders over wrists, engaging the low belly. Feeling space between the shoulder blades, spreading the fingertips and pressing them into the mat, finding a strong tabletop. And then inhale, sway the belly and gaze up for cow, lifting the heart, and exhale, round the back body, hollow out the belly, and tuck the chin for cat. Inhale to gaze up. And exhale, round. Flowing through cat-cow at your own pace, to the rhythm of your breath. Feel free to slow down or speed up, and to add organic movement here. Warming up our spine and our back body for the day. Coming back to a neutral spine and tabletop, moving to thread the needle. So taking your right hand high, reaching fingertips up towards the ceiling. Inhale and then exhale, sweeping that hand under and through, lowering onto the shoulder, bringing the ear to the mat. You can leave that opposite hand extended out long, or you can take it along the low back for a gentle twist if that feels good. Come back to your breath and thread the needle, and take a full breath in and a full breath out. Slowly pressing up, coming back through center to tabletop and switching sides. Taking the left fingertips high, reaching open, and then sweeping through, lowering the shoulder and the ear to the mat. Full breath here. And then slowly lifting back up through center. Take the right toes out long in tabletop, planting your toes on the floor, and then press into the hands and shift your weight into the heel. Maybe feeling a deeper stretch through the back of the leg, the hamstring, and the calf. Great job. Shift forward, lift your heel high, and reach opposite fingertips out long. Engage through the low belly, staying strong in the back body and the core. Inhale, reach, and then exhale, drop elbow to knee, round the spine. Inhale, extend, and exhale, elbow to knee, draw everything in, tuck the chin. One more time, inhale, find length. Exhale, draw everything together. Inhale, find length. Lower the hand and then cross your foot over, planting it on the opposite side of the mat. And then gaze towards your toes for a side body stretch on the right side. Nice job. Come back through center, finding a neutral spine and tabletop. Getting ready to switch sides. Take the left leg out long, plant the toes, and shift your weight into the heel. Pressing into the palms. Maybe feeling an opening in the hamstring or in the calf. And then shifting the weight forward, lift your heel, flex your foot, staying active through the lifted leg, and match with opposite arm extended. Reaching through fingertips and through toes. Inhale, find that length, and exhale, elbow to knee, round the spine to create space. Inhale, find length, and exhale. Draw everything together. One more time. Inhale, find length. Exhale, round. Inhale, find length. Lowering the hand and then cross the toes over just like on the other side. Planting the toes and turning your gaze towards your feet. Opening up the left side body this time. Come back through center to a neutral tabletop, and then step your right foot forward, coming to low lunge. This is a great place for blocks on either side if you have them, or you can interlace hands and place them just behind the knee to find a little more length in the spine, lifting through the hips. Beautiful. Bring fingertips to the mat, straighten the front leg, flex the foot and lift the toes for half splits. And then you can fold forward by bending your elbows, coming to whatever depth feels good. Really feeling an opening through the back of the right leg here. Shifting forward. Plant the palms, tuck the back toes, lift the knee for runner's lunge. And then planting your left hand on the inside of your foot, And twist open, reaching fingertips to the sky. Unwind, lower the knee, and we're just going to step back with the right and step forward with the left, coming to low lunge on the opposite side. Find length first, opening up the hips. Good job. And then bringing fingertips to the mat, straighten the front leg, flex the foot, spread the toes. You can stay lifted on fingertips, keep a long spine, or to go deeper, fold forward, taking that length with you, bending the elbows, opening up the back of the leg. Walking the fingertips forward, tuck the back toes, lift the back knee in runner's lunge. And then plant your right hand on the inside of your foot and twist open towards the knee, fingertips to the sky. Beautiful. Unwind, lower the knee, and this time we're going to step forward to standing forward fold at the top of your mat. Hinging at the hips, find a length in the spine. Heel toe your feet about hip width or a little bit wider distance apart. You can bend your knees as much as you'd like here. This is also a great place to reach for a block. And then let your head hang heavy, allowing the crown of the head to reach for the floor. Interlace your hands and sway from side to side in ragdoll. Release the fingertips to the mat. Heel toe the feet back together, big toes to touch with a slice between the heels. Plant your hands on your shins and inhale to find halfway lift. So here, looking for a straight, long spine. Inhale. Exhale, fold forward once more, taking that length with you into the fold, feeling the deeper opening through the backs of the legs. Gently bend the knees and rise all the way up, vertebrae by vertebrae, coming to standing mountain. Inhale your hands high. Maybe take a baby back bend, gazing up towards the ceiling. And then here, I'll turn to face you. Interlace your thumbs and fan your fingers out, taking the hands up and over, and then reaching up and over to the right, through center, and to the left. One more time on each side. Come back through center and swan dive forward, hinging at the hips. You can take your hands out wide and out to the sides, or bring hands through heart center, folding forward, coming all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift, find that long spine. Exhale, fold forward, plant the hands, and then walk your feet back to our first downward facing dog. Pressing the palms into the mat, spread the fingertips and press into the fingertips. And then melt the heart forward, shoulders down and back, and sink the heels. You can bend your knees in down dog as much as you would like. You can also find some organic movement here. Maybe sway the hips from side to side, or deeply bend one knee and then the other. On your next breath in, take the right leg high. Flex the foot and lift the heel for three-legged down dog. bend the knee and draw the knee into the chest and hold here. Hovering here, pressing into the palms. It's okay to round the spine here to create space for the knee. And then extend, lifting that foot high. Inhale, exhale, draw the knee in and hover. One more time, inhale and exhale, draw the knee in. Hovering here. This time when you're ready, use that space in the back body to step all the way forward, coming to a runner's lunge. And if your foot doesn't quite make it all the way, just step it forward. Nice job. Press into the toes, press into the bottoms of the feet, and rise up for crescent lunge. Drawing the fingertips high. And then inhale, reach. Exhale, cactus the arms and open the heart for a baby back bend. Inhale the hands high. Exhale, pivoting on the back foot, turning the hips to face the long edge of the mat and open up for warrior two. Sinking into a 90-degree bend with the front leg. The back foot is parallel to the back edge of the mat, and the heel of the front foot sends a line right to the middle of the back foot, and that's your warrior footing alignment. Reaching the fingertips apart, gazes forward, warrior two. Reach forward and then reach back, beginning to warm up the core and the side body. And then the next time we reach forward, bring the forearm to the thigh and reach up and over for extended warrior. Inhale, come back through center, warrior two, and then reach back. Exhale, flip the front palm and reach back for reverse warrior. Keeping that bend in the front knee, lower body stays the same, and we'll flow through those two more times to the rhythm of your breath. Inhale as you come forward to extend. And exhale as you float back to reverse. One more time in each direction. And then come back through center, turn your gaze forward, and cartwheel the arms down to the mat. Coming back to our low lunge, pivoting on the back toes. Plant your hands and step all the way back to three-legged dog. Lower the foot, centering and downward facing dog. And then taking the left foot high, flex the foot, lift the heel. Three-legged down dog on the left side. Bend the knee and draw it through, hovering the knee into the chest, rounding through the spine, creating space. Inhale, extend the leg. Exhale, knee to chest. Inhale, extend. Exhale, knee to chest. One more time. Hover here, and then step that foot through, coming to runner's lunge, and setting up for crescent lunge. So here in runner's lunge, lift down to the fingertips, press into the back toes, find your balance, and then rise up, fingertips high, for full crescent. Beautiful. Finding your balance here, fixing your gaze ahead, on something that is still, something that is not moving, to steady your balance. And then cactus the arms, lift the heart, gaze up towards the ceiling for a baby back bend. Inhale, reach the fingertips high. Exhale, pivoting on the back foot, opening up for warrior two. Making those same alignment checks, taking a moment to gaze down at your feet. And then sinking a little deeper into the lunge of the front leg, reaching fingertips apart, gazes forward. And then begin to reach forward and back, engaging the core. And the next time you reach forward, keep that length and bring the forearm to the top of the thigh, sweeping opposite hand up and over for extended warrior. Inhale, come back through center, warrior two. And then flip the front palm, reach back, reverse warrior. Lower body stays the same. Keeping the lower body stable, reach forward, flowing with your own breath through each movement one more time. Inhale, extended warrior. Exhale, reaching back, reverse warrior. Flow through one more time at your own pace. And then meet back in center, warrior two, gazes forward, flip the front palm, and cartwheel the arms down, fingertips to the mat, coming back to low lunge, and then plant the palms to step back to three-legged dog. And then press to downward facing dog. Maybe find a little more depth in your down dog now that we're warmed up. Option here to lower to the knees to take child's pose. Grab a sip of water, or just come back to your breath. And then when you're ready, meet back in downward facing dog. Inhale to the toes, exhale, take baby steps to the hands for forward fold at the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift, find the length in the spine. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees, coming all the way up to standing high mountain, reaching hands high. Take a baby back bend if you'd like. And then exhale, hands through heart center. Inhale, hands high. Exhale, hinge at the hips, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, plant the hands, step back through plank. Option to take a Vinyasa or Chaturanga push-up here if you'd like, or you can meet in downward facing dog. Taking the right leg high, coming back to our flow. Bend the knee and draw it into the chest. So we'll flow through a little bit faster this time. Inhale, extend, exhale, draw the knee into the chest. Inhale, extend, one more time. Exhale, knee to chest, and then step it through. Rising up for crescent, and then cactusing the arms, opening the heart. Inhale, reach hands high. Exhale, pivoting, opening up. Warrior two. Beautiful. Reach forward, reach back, reach forward, moving right into side angle here. And then flowing to reverse, lower body stays the same. Inhale to flow through side angle. And back to reverse. Flowing right through, cartwheeling the arms, coming back down. Option to step through plank and flow through a vinyasa here if you want to take the push-up, or you can step straight back to downward facing dog. Take a full breath when you get to down dog. Preparing for the other side. Take the left leg high. And then bend the knee, hug it into the chest. Inhale, extend. Exhale, knee to chest. Inhale, extend. Exhale, knee to chest, hover, and then plant the foot in low lunge. Find your balance and rise up to crescent. Inhale, exhale, cactus the arms, open the heart. Inhale, fingertips high. Exhale, transition to warrior two. Inhale, reach forward. Exhale, reach back. Inhale, forward, go right to side angle. And exhale, flow right to reverse warrior. One more time on each side. And then cartwheel your arms, flowing right back down. Option to step back to plank and take a push-up or meet straight back in downward facing dog. Option to lower to the knees, take a sip of water, or lower to child's pose and take a full breath. Great job. Getting ready for our balance sequence next. Meet me in downward facing dog when you're ready. Inhale, lift the toes. Exhale, walk the feet to the hands, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, find a long spine. And exhale, take that length with you, fold forward. Bend the knees, rising all the way up to high mountain. Reach the hands high. Take a baby back bend if you'd like. And then exhale, hands through heart center. Great job. All right, so starting with tree pose, kickstanding the left foot. You can stay here with hands at heart center for tree, or you can grow your tree, bringing the foot to the calf, or reaching the foot to the inner thigh. Make sure that you're not right on the knee joint. And then once you have your tree rooted, you can lift your arms and grow your branches, maybe bringing hands overhead to prayer. I like to take hands over to my elbows. Some call this willow. Or you can challenge your balance and sway your branches side to side. And here and in any balance posture, if you come out, just step right back in. Trying to fix your gaze on something that is not moving to steady your balance. Coming back through center, release the foot and then draw it into the chest, hugging it in. I think this is called stork. Flex the foot, stay active through that lifted leg. And then opening it up. Option here to take extended toe to hand to toe by taking peace fingers to the toe and then kicking the leg out. Maybe take a mudra or a seal with the fingertips on the other hand. And then gently bend, bringing it back in through center. One more balance posture here. Coming to figure four. You can stand here and then bend into that rooted leg, like we're sinking back into a chair. You can stay here, or option, and this one's for you, Cindy, option to lower down, bringing hands parallel to the leg here, or even if it's in your practice, you can take hands down, wrap that foot around the elbow, and then create a shelf with your legs. And from there, you're set up to go into flying pigeon. Playing around with your balance here in figure four, or coming back to tree if you like. Nice job. When you're ready, release and shake it out. Stepping side to side, sway the hips, getting ready to move to the right side. Rooting down through the left foot, feeling all four corners of the feet, spread the toes. And then find your first expression of tree on this side. Option to deepen, to grow your tree, lifting the foot to the inner thigh. Experimenting with arm variations here. And just having fun with it. Nice job, guys. Beautiful trees. When you're ready, release your tree. Interlace your fingers below the knee and hug the knee in for stork. Flex the foot. Stay active through that lifted foot and leg. And then option to open up the hip, extended hand to knee here, or to deepen peace fingers through the big toe and straighten that leg for extended hand to toe. Gently releasing when you're ready. You can lower the foot to take a break, shake it out, and then come to figure four, opening up the hip. I like to bring hands to heart center because sometimes pressing the hands together helps us to find a little more rootedness and stability in our balance. Deeply bend through the rooted leg like you're sitting back in a chair, keeping a long spine. Keeping a long spine. Engaging through the core. And then options to play around with balancing figure four here, bringing the hands parallel across the knee and the calf. And then, like on the other side, if you took flying pigeon here, you can root your hands down, wrap that foot around the elbow, creating a shelf with your elbows, and then try to lift that rooted leg. Whew. Taking a few more moments here to experiment with balance. You can come back to tree. You can come back to extended hand to knee or stork. And then release the leg and lower, shaking it out. Great job. Come back to standing mountain at the top of your mat. Big toes together with a slice between the heels. Inhale, hands high. Exhale, find a long spine, hinge at the hips and fold forward. Heel toe the feet, hip width distance apart. Bend the knees as much as you'd like to take a deeper forward fold here. Option to reach. Peace fingers for big toes. Bend the elbows. Draw the crown towards the floor. And then release. Heel toe the feet back together. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Plant the hands, bend the knees, and step back to plank. Option to take a Vinyasa push-up here, and we're going to meet on our bellies, lowering all the way down to the mat. So keeping your hands planted underneath the shoulders, gaze is forward. Inhale, find lift through the back body for baby cobra. Lift your gaze, keep the elbows tucked into the sides, and you want little to no weight in the hands, so we're not really pressing up and forcing the back, but we're using the musculature of the back body to find lift. Exhale, lower the forehead to the mat. Inhale, lift for baby cobra. Exhale, lower the forehead. One more time, inhale, baby cobra. Gaze up. Exhale, lower the forehead. And then taking your hands, palms face down out behind you, and we're gonna lift to locust. So inhale, maybe find a little more lift through the shoulders, and you can lift your feet as well. Inhale, find length. Lift your gaze. And then exhale, lower. Let the palms rest by your side and turn your ear to one side. Let the shoulders roll forward. And close your eyes, taking a full breath here. Come back through center, lift for locust one more time. Maybe finding a little more opening across the heart space. And then release, taking opposite ear to the mat for a short rest, letting the shoulders roll forward, letting the palms rest by your side. And turning your gaze back through center, take the hands under the shoulders, tuck the toes and press through plank or through the knees in tabletop, coming back to downward facing dog. Take the right leg high, flex the foot, lift the heel. And then bend the knee and draw it through. Lowering onto that back knee, coming back to our low lunge like we did at the beginning of class. Maybe noticing if there's more length or more opening now. Inhale, and then exhale, straighten that front leg and fold forward for half splits. Walking back to low lunge, plant the hands, tuck the back toe, and step back to downward dog. When you're ready, take the left leg high, switching sides, coming to low lunge on this side, lower the back knee, find some length. And then draw the fingertips to the mat. Straighten the front leg, flex the foot, and fold forward to whatever depth feels good for you in half splits. Shifting the weight forward, tuck the back toes, plant the hands, and step back to downward dog. Walk the feet forward. I'm going to turn to face you here. Take the feet about hip width or a little bit wider distance apart, and then deeply bend through the knees and sink the hips down. It's a great place to sit on the block. Bring the hands to heart center for yogi squat. Really pressing palms together, drawing the thumbs into the sternum to find lift through the heart space. And then planting your left hand on the mat, reach up and over. And switching sides, planting opposite palm and reaching open. Come back through center. And then taking fingertips behind you to sit back into your seat. Extending the right leg out long and drawing the opposite foot in. Turning your torso to face that extended leg on the floor. And then finding length and folding forward. Maybe reaching for the bottom of the foot. Or if you have a yoga strap, this is a great place to use the strap to go a little bit deeper. Once you find the depth in the stretch that feels good, you can turn your gaze down. And when you're ready, walking up, planting your left hand on the mat, and then we're going to lift up to falling star. So we're lifting the hips and balancing on the knee and the ankle point. Lifting up, feeling opening through the hips and back body. And then lowering the hips back down, and we're going to come right back to our fold. Inhale, find length. And then reach up and open one more time, falling star. And then lowering the hips, coming back to our forward fold. And last time, rising up for falling star. Sinking the hips down and switching sides, extending opposite leg out long. Find length through center and then turn your torso to face the extended leg, maybe propping up on fingertips. You can stay here or you can fold forward, taking that length with you into the fold. Turning your gaze down once you find a depth of the stretch that feels good for you. And then rising up, planting that hand at just behind the hip and lifting up for falling star on this side, lifting onto knee and ankle points, sweeping the hand high. And then lowering the hips and floating right back to that forward fold over the extended leg. We're going to flow through these two movements 2 more times. Moving to falling star. And then lower the hips. And and forward fold. One more time. And folding forward last time. Coming through center, extending both legs out long for seated staff. Point the toes and then flex. Point, flex. And then taking the bottoms of the feet to the floor, and we're going to make our way onto our backs, transitioning to our final stretches and then our final relaxation. On your backs, you can reach for the bottoms of your feet for happy baby, lifting bottoms of the feet towards the floor and swaying from side to side. Maybe interlace your hands on the outer edges of the feet and open up the hips for diamond. Feel free at this point in the class to take any movement that feels good or might help you get ready for that final relaxation. Draw the knees to the chest and take the knees to the left, gaze to the right for a deep spinal twist. And then switch sides, moving knees in the opposite direction, turning your gaze. Come back through center, hug the knees into the chest. Maybe lift the heart and tuck the chin so you're curling up into a tiny ball, squeezing everything together. And then reach the hands up and over, extend the legs for a full body stretch. Reaching through fingertips and toes. And then letting your toes fall out to the outer edges of your mat, bringing your hands next to your sides, turning the palms to face the ceiling. Close your eyes and sink in here to our final relaxation. They say this is one of the most important parts of a yoga class because it is the part where we rest and we take in the benefits of our full practice. So I invite you to stay here, to sink in, releasing the head, neck, and shoulders, the hips, knees, ankles, and toes. Opening the palms. And here I'll come back to our closing meditation. It's hard to live in the uncertainty that transitions bring. And we often experience fear in times of transition. We will always be unsure of what the future holds. But looking to the God who does not change reminds us that we don't have to know everything about what comes next. It's not for us to know every step that lies ahead, but to know the God who directs our paths is trustworthy and good. There is freedom in knowing that when everything is changing around us, God remains the same. One of my favorite Bible teachers says, we are not promised certainty in our circumstances, but we are promised certainty in the God of our circumstances. And that, sisters, is an anchor for the soul. And looking back at the transitions we've walked through over the years, often we can see how God has been present and faithful and good through every season. The challenge before us in the present moment is to allow this knowledge to strengthen our faith so that we can look ahead to the next transition with confidence. I invite you to find small movements here, reawakening the body and making your way back to a seated position at the top of your mat where we began, however you would like. Keeping your eyes closed, maybe lifting the hands, palms turning to face the sky, or resting palms on the knees, or bringing hands to prayer. Routine or unwelcome, quick or slow, in the loss and the gain, God is on both sides of the transitions in our lives. Psalm 139 says he watches over our coming and our going. He hems us in before and behind. We can navigate each change, each life transition by keeping our eyes fixed on our unchanging, faithful God. He will walk through the process with us and be present on the other side. Let's choose to look forward to the next chapter because we know that God goes before us and has a plan for the next transition in our lives. Taking a moment here to come back to your breath. Thank you so much for joining me for this practice.